Hello, everyone. The acrylic mantis slaps, to be honest. I hope so. Also, I'm doing a double stream today. I'm doing it on YouTube and Twitch, but Twitch will only be the only active chat because it's too complicated to get both working, and honestly, it looks kind of ugly and it's just too fast looking. So we're gonna be doing both. The reason being, some people have been asking. I still really like Twitch, so we're gonna do that as my primary, but I can see both chats, but you guys will only see one on screen, just to make it more simple. It didn't really work too well with the little icons and stuff. I don't know, it didn't look very good. But we'll see. We'll see how it looks. Indeed. D-Wood, thank you so much for the 5 tier 1s, man. Appreciate that, dude. But yeah, we're doing a nice little board today, guys. Hello, everyone. I'm actually kind of nervous for the board today because I think didn't Diego have problems with this a little bit? Didn't one of the rows short? But that was the only stream I could find, like the only thing I could find that had that issue. So I'm really hoping ours doesn't have that issue because I'm pretty excited for this. JQ, thank you for the tier 3.
Hello,
bro.
my beautiful streamer. Happy Friday.
Thank you, dude. Thank you, man. Yeah, but hello both to YouTube and Twitch. Should we test the PCB first? Well, unfortunately, there's no good way to test it, because it's a pogo pen, and it seems to just short inside the case. So I'm not 100% positive, but I want to show you guys something. Also, hello everyone. I have to sneeze now. I don't understand how DHL lost my parcel, dude. Honestly, I really think they took it. Like someone took it. Sushi. The more I think about it, they didn't even try to deliver. First of all. And then I think they just put one of those like fake "we missed you" type things, and then they took it. That has to be the reason, bro. Like, there's no other reason from the story you told me. I haven't seen anything with shorting on the alu plate. Okay, then that's good to know.
Excited for this one.
Hello, everyone. I hope the YouTube one's working. Honestly, I don't even know. Is the YouTube stream working? Can you guys see me on YouTube? Alex just bought Solaris last night with the exact same build. It was too yummy. Ivan, that sounds awesome. And honestly, the Solaris is so good. Did you get the cheese switches then? So you did the exact same build as me? It's that time of year when Alex is streaming on YouTube. No, this is actually going to be the new norm. It's going to be multi on both. So if you guys see it here, you guys will see it there. The reason being is just because people have been asking. And okay, the other small reason, let me tell you guys the honest truth. I don't like how Twitch decided that some countries were not going to get 4K. I think that's a little screwy in my opinion, and I didn't like that at all. That kind of was the nail in the coffin for me. I think that was the last straw. So I want people to get both, and I don't know. Let me move this chat over here too so I can see both at the same time. Thank you though, guys, for being here. All right, first I want to show you guys something that I did. Guys, before I show you guys fully, I want to let you know I tried my absolute best, bro, all right? I used a very small torch for this, but look what I did.
Happy Friday, dude. Nice shirt.
Thanks. It's a Teja shirt. Look what I did. It's a very small torch, and honestly, I think I kind of messed up some areas. Cool, right? I messed up the corners a little bit, but this is supposed to be a test one. It's cool. I think, okay, I understand how it works now. I understand that depending on how big the flame is the pattern you'll get. So I used a very, yeah, I know I messed the corners up and it, thank you. You guys like it? Patina? Colors are awesome. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. And thank you, Moldy. More heat could only look better. Well, I might go at it again with some more heat. I might go one more time. But I started understanding more how it worked. I kind of still like the way this looks. Oh, I had the feet off. It's just I didn't realize there was some residue, some glue residue that I probably should have made a little bit better. So when I was patinaing the sides over here, I didn't know. Again, my first attempt, I think it turned out pretty good. Still really cool. Will this become available on your build service? Oh, actually, I didn't even think about that. Alex on YouTube, what's up, Fabian? How you doing, man? Yeah, I could do it. I need to figure out now how to coat it, like to clear coat it, I guess, to protect it. But honestly, I think I need a bigger torch. I was literally using one of those like handheld ones that are meant for like my mini things. But yeah, I mean, I love the way it looks though. Personally, I'm really into this. I kind of like the texture it gives. I think this is neat. So it was fun to do. I took a lot of precaution doing it too, so. I would send you copper stuff. Thank you, quality. Yeah. I don't know. I think it turned out cool. Whatever, man. Not enough dedication. You should only do it with matchsticks. Maybe next time. Alex Patina incoming. You know, it'd be something. It'd be kind of fun, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I know, Zeal. I know. Yeah, it turned out cool. I was really happy. Like, it was one of those moments where, like, I've never attempted something like this, and I was like, this was a cool little like experiment, a little foray into this type thing. So I don't know. I like the way it turned out. I wonder what will happen if you just point the sparkler at it. Dude, this took a lot of heat to get right. Like, this was a while to even get this the way this was. Like, I think what I've learned is it takes a lot of heat to get to this. Like, so much to the point where if you sprinkled water on the weight, which is what I tried to do to cool it a little bit, to see if rapidly cooling changed anything, the water was beating and then just, like, flying off. Kind of like when you get a stainless steel pan really, really hot, the water beads. But because this was angled, the water was just, like, literally ricocheting off of this. Yeah, the Leidenfrost effect, yeah. Not gonna lie, the YouTube quality and experience is way better than Twitch. You like it, Zoto? I'm glad. Like I said, we're going to be doing both anyways. But again, my primary is probably still going to be Twitch in terms of like chat and stuff. But I can see both. I just don't like the way it looked when I had both on stream, you know? Just don't do it for a year and then ghost the community. No, I promise I won't, quality. It's nice to set something on fire other than just money in this hobby. You guys are setting money on fire? How would you recommend doing a patina like that with adhesive feet? Well, you got to take it off, and then you probably have to clean off the residue of the feet, because that's why it was burning on the side here. I mean, I kind of don't mind the way it turned out. It's kind of cool. It gives it some, like, contrast. But, yeah, neat. Very, very neat. I like the way it turned out. It was cool. Very, very cool. But, I've been loving the acrylic one. The acrylic one's been absolutely sick. Yeah, this is for me. I did this for myself. Okay, I told you guys the last time we did the stream, but the real reason I was testing this is because this is going to be part of the special edition one that we're doing for the Manta, is we're going to do flame patinaed weights. I have another raw copper weight, not of the Manta, but it's just another raw copper weight that I'm going to try hitting with a bigger flame or just doing it differently and see how that turns out. And if STR can't do the patina, then I'm going to do the patina for people. So that'll be part of the special edition, is it'll all be hand finished by me, I suppose. But yeah, it's, I don't know, we'll see. I also want to see now what happens when I leave this on my desk for like a month using it, so. We'll see, I don't know yet.
God damn, dude.
Who did that? Oh my god, Jake, thank you so much for 5 tier 1s, man. Thank you, dude. Oh my gosh. Manta's so lit. Thank you, dude. This is the first time I'm actually catching one of these live. Xavier, I hope you like it, man. It's a fun time being on live streams. We're just chilling. I'm actually, to be completely honest with you guys, I've had a lot on my mind these days, so it's nice being here with you guys. It kind of, you know, it's sad to say, but it's also like, I think it's wonderful how we can have each other here, kind of have community to kind of distract us with some of life's shittiness, I suppose. But the Manta is looking great and the weight is amazing. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that, man. But yeah. Shall we take a look at today's board? Today's board is the DK1-TKL, which apparently is a budget, in quotations, full copper bottom TKL. So we'll see. We'll see. Zoom Dyna TKL aluminum case build when? I was actually thinking next week, if you guys are down. I was going to do an extra stream next week, so pretty soon. So, where did I put the board? Right here. They also sent an additional top. So this was sent over by Unikeys. They asked if I wanted to take a look at it. I got this in the other day. Apparently, DHL is going on strike, or is on strike in Canada, so I got this just before the strike. I don't know why all our postal services are going on strike in Canada, but it's kind of confusing at this point. I don't know what's going on, but they sent this over. We'll most likely be giving this away, assuming everything works, by the way. We'll most likely be giving this away during our July giveaway stuff, so we'll see. We'll see what we do for this. Again, hopefully it works. All right, let me move some stuff over here. So they're saying, let me actually pull up the little thing here. They're saying this is going to be under $250 for a full copper bottom. And it's supposed to be wireless, and it has catch ball, and it has a cool patina on the, well, patinaed accent. Potentially you could get one, or, you know, a shiny version of it. They're claiming a lot of things with this. I've seen a few people build it. It sounded pretty nice. It also apparently, which is crazy to me, is going to have a 15.5 millimeter front height with a 7-degree typing angle. Again, this is a pretty wild project. It's also going to have a 1.6 mil solder and hot swap. Dynamite, thank you so much for the 5-tier ones, man. But yeah, this is going to be a crazy one. They're offering only 3 plates, which I think is fine. I don't agree with FR4 being a choice here, just because, listen, personal preference, obviously, but I really think FR4 mixed in with like a full copper bottom sounds so bad. I just think it sounds like shallow. So we'll see. I'm also a bit concerned about how the pogo is implemented here, as well as the catchball system. We're going to see, but there is some stuff that I saw at a glance that really makes me happy about this board. So let's take a look. Now they're saying in terms of price points, the Anno plus brass bottom with an aluminum weight is $191. So it could start, potentially, this project starts at $191 and can go up to about $240 if you get the spray coated finish in copper bottom with a stainless steel mirrored weight. So pretty crazy. What is the mouse? Oh gosh, WL Beast. I like this mouse a lot. So honestly, I don't like the trend of every board being catchball now. Xavier, I also am with you there, just because there is some shortcomings when it comes to catchball, but I also really like catchball system. I think it's great. I think it's very accessible, which I think is something that we tend to forget. For a lot of us that, you know, have the ability to unscrew screws, we tend to forget that not everyone's capable of doing so, like on a real note. So I think there is some great accessibility perks of having catchball systems. Oh my god, this is like loaded with things in here. What's my what is your PC keyboard? So this is actually acrylic, and this one here is the Manta. It's the Manta with the full copper bottom, and then this is supposed to be stainless on the release version, but this is just an aluminum weight right now, made to look to be stainless, but it looks great. I think this keyboard is so cool. So cool. All right, what color did they send us? And they also sent us stabilizers, which are plate mounted, which apparently they recommend using. By the way, I have no quarrels with plate mounted stabs. Absolutely none. I just suck at installing them. All right, let's take a look. What color did they send us over? Where's the other top piece they sent over to? Oh, right beside me. This is the other top piece. Actually, what color top piece is this? My parcel was stuck there. Somebody was due the wrong address. Oh, I don't think that's your fault though, Sushi. Oh, pause. I thought this was just a patina. This is like actually textured. I don't know a good way to show you guys this. Wait, that's sick. It's kind of like a stone finish. Let me actually see if I can zoom in. Well, no, it's not even a stone wash. It's like actual... I can't... Obviously, you guys would have to touch this to understand, but yeah, it's like a sandpaper almost, but it has like ridges and bumps. That is actually so sick. I love this color, by the way. Oh, it's just some foam, I guess, to kind of, for the LED strip that's over here. Ooh. Yeah, so CF, apparently this is under $250, depending on the finish you get. Oh, wow, that is a beautiful top frame. I'm already loving this. Vader, thank you so much for the prime, man. I appreciate that. Was tempted to get this but bulk catch. Well, we'll see. Oh, this is heavy. Looks like I got the brass version, which I am not complaining about, actually. Is that just a little... Is this blue or is this something I peel off? Oh, I peeled this off. Oh, it's like double protected. Hold on, let me take these off to show you guys. Okay, I'll take off the other one later. I can't seem to grab that right now, but that is also really nice. Shit, I don't know which one I like more. This is a nice color. Oh, actually, you know what? I didn't even realize on this. Do you guys see how thin those side bezels are? On a side note, put in an order for the 60% WKL you recently did on a video. Oh, the Lila? The Lila is so nice. It is so, so nice. Look at this. Damn. I mean, aesthetically, it's got me. I'm already loving this aesthetically. That looks great. This looks super premium. Like, this looks like a keyboard that would probably cost, I mean, just kind of spitballing, I would say something like this I typically see on the market for like, what, $350 minimum? DK1 at 60% already has a GB in China. An additional special process in the service compared to DKL. Damn, because yeah, we're getting this group by after theirs already ran, right? Like for us, this is a keyboard that's already ran, I believe, right? Is this a 2 or 3 millimeter bezel? Honestly, let's find out. This is a crate. I think this might be the thinnest bezel I've ever seen. Where's my little measuring stick? Here it is. I think my batteries for this are almost dead though, so we gotta act fast here. About 3 mil. 3 millimeters. Throw a 3.1-ish 3. Not bad. That's crazy. That is crazy, dude. Okay, so already loving how this looks. This looks crazy cool. I love this. How does the side look? Oh, this is full brass. Holy shit. Oh, this is slick. Damn. Wait, that's kind of... That is sharp looking. It's a 15.5 millimeter front height, which is crazy. So how much is this particular one? How much are they asking for? So this is the brass weight. I'm like pretty positive this is a full brass. This particular one, I believe, is an ANO, which I'm assuming. So nice.
Hey Alex.
Jason, thank you so much.
Hope you are doing well. Been a bit but was able to catch you today.
Thank you, man. Dude, honestly, I'm glad you guys are here. I need you guys here today. It's been a week. There's no way this is $204. ANO plus brass bottom plus brass weight. The default solder PCB or PCB is solder, by the way. Is this 204? Am I reading this right on the interest check here? Because it's not up on any of the websites yet, I don't think. They want 204 for this? Huh. I believe it's 3-piece.
Is this a 2-piece or 3-piece?
We're going to take it apart, obviously, but I'm pretty positive it's 3 pieces. It's a weight, a bottom, and then a top frame. Holy shit. This is a super fixed layout, I'm assuming, too, but we'll kind of dive deep into that. Oh, this is nice. I think if this was up to me, I probably would have gotten aluminum weight. I think I would have saved a few dollars there. Little inside info here from personal experience with things. If you're gonna get a copper or brass mid-piece, there's usually 0 point in getting a copper or brass weight or foot or weight. only because you're not going to hear a difference usually. And you're just kind of adding money here. And I think the color changing over here, because it's all brass, it looks cool. Like it does. It looks neat. I think it would have looked better with some color breakup here. But this is really cool. I like the way they angled this. They got some cool geometry going on over here. I like the defined logo, which is the name of the keyboard. Triangle feet, like that. But I love the way this is kind of recessed inwards too. This is really nice. This looks really good, man. Ooh, that's nice too. I didn't even notice this until right now. The little lip of the weight kind of, or I guess the bottom piece. I'll call it a weight anyways. That is nice. We can measure it afterwards or weigh it afterwards. Yeah, Andrew, it's 15.5 millimeters. Well, we can double check once we're done installing everything too. The feet are, the thin feet are for the front. Oh, they have specific feet scooped? Okay. Well, that's nice. How does the back look here? That's pretty standard. Pretty standard fare. So you can see the weight and brass and copper from every angle.
Hope you are doing well.
Thank you, Skeleton.
Damn, it's been
Appreciate
1 year
it, man.
watching you.
Dude, time's flying by. Womfat, this is the WL Beast X mouse. It's from WL Mouse. It's the coolest color. I got it from mechanicalkeyboards.com. Full copper bottom for $200 in this economy. Well, this is the brass one, but the full copper bottom would be, if you want full copper plus the copper weight, it looks like that's going to be $239. So $240 if you want copper everything. Wait, why is this? Oh, the spray, I guess, is cheaper for the copper, is it? That makes no sense. Yeah, anyways, about $240 for full copper, but brass seems like it's way cheaper at $204. Like, damn, dude. $240 versus $204? Sheesh. So far they only have a few vendors. It looks like Unikeys for US and CA. Oceania will be Keybs and Cables. UK will be Prototypist. EU will be Keygem. There's supposed to be one in Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, and Singapore, but they're all TBD. So it doesn't look like they have a full list of things. This was supposed to come out already, I think. But it looks like this hasn't fully released yet. $240 for copper is wild. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. Okay, so that was relatively easy to remove as well. I'm already seeing one thing I don't really like, and I'm really hoping this doesn't affect the sound profile. It's rather a fixed point for the pogo pin connector. It's not floating. And if you guys know, I have a lot of experience with pogo pin connectors. And when it's rather fixed like this, it might resonate a little bit. We'll open this up because I think we have to open it up anyways to see the batteries and stuff. Because this is also a wireless keyboard, which is kind of crazy too. But I'm really hoping this doesn't affect the sound profile much. It does look like it wiggles a little bit, so maybe this does kind of rise up and float. I'm hoping. I'm kind of making an assumption right now. And then the pogo pin connector, or sorry, the catch ball system, they have a little bit of silicone around the edges for alignment and stuff. And I'm assuming this is supposed to be some sort of pseudo force break over here. Is this even real? This is kind of crazy though, Tim. How does this look on the board? Oh, I gotta use this finish, right guys? Which one should we do? I think we have to use the stone finish there, right? Why did everyone start streaming on YouTube all of a sudden? I don't know. I said my reason earlier, but it's gonna be a mix. Diego has clip-in stabs in the sound. So does clip-in stabs work then? I was told that they recommend using plate mounted. If we can use clip-in, I'll use clip-in today. I'd rather use clip-in. Not that I don't like the plate mounted stabs, but I'd rather do a set of stabs that I know. When are you going to switch the on-screen chat? Well, I'm not probably, just because I feel like it's going to be too chaotic with two chats. So I still have both. I can read both on screen. I see both of you guys. Clip-in for plateless. We could do plateless today. Actually, what plate did they even send? I didn't even see. All right, well, so far I'm loving the way this looks. We'll take this apart here in a moment. Let's put that down. I think we're using this today. My first Alex stream, sending love from Australia. You got me into keyboards. I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy. So they tried to deliver the shipment but failed? Yeah. I mean, that's what they said, right? If you look at the sushi, if you look at the tracking, it says couldn't deliver to this address or whatever. And then they said send us a new address, which we did. And then they said, now we've lost your package, which is ridiculous, dude. I've never seen them. Sushi, can you message me on Discord and I'll show you what I saw. So we have aluminum, which is nice. We have all the foams. We have our PCB. They did send us a flex cut PCB. So I'm thinking today, was there even a flex cut option for this? They sent us a 1.2 mil PCB today. So I'm probably going to be using the foams today, which I'm not opposed to, because I think literally everyone else already did the 1.6 mil options. I'm not opposed to doing this. I'm not opposed to the foamy build today. Holy cow. Is this just a full, like, thick package of gaskets? Jeez, man, that is... I know this has, like, a bunch of different ways you can mount it and stuff, but... Also, I don't think we're doing plateless today, then. Because I don't think I want to do plateless on a 1.2 mil PCB. Batteries, which we got to open this up. We have a cable, and then... Oh, look! They sent us a little... Well, I guess this comes in all the packages. Little metal keycap, too. Is this a perma change? Fad, it's not, it's going to be a permanent addition to the streams. Yeah, they only sent a 1.2 mil. It's fine. I'm not, again, I'm not, like, hurt over this. My preferences, just so you guys know, I usually don't go for 1.2 mil PCBs or flex cuts on my personal choices for things. But I'm not opposed to trying this because I'm sure there are lots of people who want to know as well, and, like, it's totally fine. It's totally, totally fine. Smoked acrylic for Manta? We haven't thought of anything like that, but maybe in the future. What's the price on this? It starts at, we'll just say roughly between 200 to 250. I think that's the fair thing to say because it doesn't really have like a set price right now, like a finalized price. Okay, we'll use some foam for this, but first I want to open up this board. Actually, where are the feet? Are they in this package? What's the orange mouse? The orange mouse is the WL, gosh. Scoops, what's the mouse officially called again? Yeah, it looks like they did have a 1.2 mil PCB, a 1.6 mil, and a 1.6 mil solder. So they got a bunch of different options. Holy shit. Okay, so we got gaskets. Looks like 2 different hardnesses. We have other gaskets, smaller gaskets. So like the little sock versions of them. And then we have dumbbells. And then the other hardness of dumbbells. This is $204. This version. This is kind of crazy, dude. This is... Damn. This is pretty wild for the price. I actually really like the aesthetic of this. I'm going to be real. I kind of like the aesthetic of this more than I like the Neo boards. Just like... Oh, my camera hates this right now. Just ever so slightly. I think while the Neo boards are really, really pretty as well, I think the aesthetic here works more for me. If I'm being 100% real with you guys. Churchy, I'm glad you like it, man. It's been something I've been trying to get done for a while, so. What's the board above? That is the Manta, which is a board Bull and I have been working on and we designed. That is coming out soon-ish. Finally made it to the stream. What's up? How you doing? How you doing, Camille? The stone accent's dope. I love the stone accent. Love, love, love it. I think it's actually really unique. I have never seen a board incorporate something like that, so. I love the aesthetic of it for sure, way more than the Neo boards. This looks more premium. Yes, this looks extremely premium. My only fear is I think this is going to be a very one-sided kind of sound profile. I think because of the big brass bottom, we're going to get a little bit more of a deeper tone. Actually, I shouldn't use the word fear, because it's not really a fear. But I do think this will be biased towards one sound signature. I would have loved to see an aluminum bottom option. I wouldn't even know the price of that thing. But, oh yes, you're right, there's two different feet for this. The thinner ones go on the front. These two thin ones go here. And these two are the thicker ones. Beautiful, deeper tone. Yes, yes. Very, very deep with full brass. The anno looked great. Like, here, I'll kind of give you guys a zoom in on this. Let's go as close as we possibly can. There is like, I mean, obviously there's very minimal anno happening here, but this looks super good. The quality looks good. There's no speckles. Like, that looks great to me. Oh, those side bezels are crazy thin, dude. That is crazy thin. The loudest board I've ever built? Do clickies count? Clicky switches would be the loudest, technically. I wonder how well isolated this will be on the desk as well with no desk pad for those who don't like using desk pads. I'm curious. Okay, let's open this up now because I want to inspect the inside and kind of give some criticism here. Again, this is going to be a very fixed layout due to the nature of how this works here. They're doing this to get extra clearance. If you guys don't know why there's so many different holes here, this is for clearance. So the hot swap sockets and pins don't bottom out. This actually is a kind of a double purpose, which a lot of people do even when there's enough clearance. This will actually deflect sound differently. So the variations in height. We actually did it inside the Manta, for example, but you know, this will give it some extra oomph, which is, I like this. I really like the way these things work. This case here, it's more of a grid, but that's kind of cool. Then we have two little badges on the inside here, which I wonder, are these supposed to be the areas in which the antenna is supposed to shoot out? I'm not too sure. But let's open this guy up. Oh yeah, technically solenoid would be the loudest board I've ever built. Is there a magnetic PCB on this board? There is a magnet that would sit right over here, which we'll open up on the PCB here in a second. But there'd be no wires, which is really nice. No need for any sort of wires. Cinder would go hard. Wish you didn't sell that set. You know, this morning I was kicking myself because I never ended up ordering Extended 2048, the light base. And I was looking at it this morning and I was like, man, why didn't I buy this? I really, really wanted it. Kind of a bummer. Kind of a big, big bummer. So, can you elaborate on the loud board? What was the name? Well, it'd be anything with a solenoid. So solenoids are, I don't even know how to describe them. Like, if you look up the Class series keyboards, those are pretty loud because of the solenoid. I did see the Artisan. It was okay. I wouldn't call it like a super crazy extra for the purchase here. Oh, okay. So you got some foam if you want to have no batteries in this. We have our proprietary PCB because we have to have it. Your biggest miss was rainy day. Was so excited when someone put it on Marketplace. Hopefully it was a good price. What about solenoid plus buzzer plus duplicate noise? What about solenoid plus buzzer plus clickies? Actually, I don't even want to imagine what that sounds like. Oh, these are cute little batteries. So this is the cool part about this board too, which I fuck with heavy. think you just literally push these in. Is this how it works? Or is maybe it's this way here? You literally just push these in, and they slot in like that. Actually, is it supposed to be this way or this way? Pretty sure it's this way. We have to match up the plus and minuses. Although this is not slotting in. There we go. That is pretty cool. It's a Nokia battery. I don't remember how the Nokia batteries look, even though I had one, but... Are these Nokia batteries? I don't remember. This is just a phone battery? I vibe with it, though. Hi, Nico. How you doing? I had a Nokia for a little while. And then this one here would go this way. I'm pretty positive. Because plus is on the top, I think. Oh man, these are a little bit awkward to push in now. Let me move this out of the way. There we go. Need a little bit of force to get those in, but I mean, I'm assuming that's just so it pressure fits against the side there. Okay, so you know what? I take back a little bit of what I said. However, one change I would have made here. One little note. So for the future for them, I would have added a pour-on gasket or even a thin strip of foam on the bottom. So just in case, see this noise here? Just in case this happens to go down, you know, in lower, it doesn't bottom out and get damaged or short or make a weird resonant noise. It is free floating here because of the ribbon cables, which is perfect. They did put a little piece of foam on the top, but I would have expected one on the bottom as well, just in case. You calling this old, Alex? No, man. My first phone was a Nokia one, and then I think my first like actual phone that I chose was a Razr, Motorola Razr. But I had a Nokia for a little while. Is this Bluetooth or 2.4? I believe it's a tri-mode, but let me triple check. Did they say tri-mode on this? Let's see. I'm pretty positive it is. Is it Bluetooth only? Well, it's a bit of a bummer then. I would have liked tri-mode. Damn, they really don't have the options here laid out very nicely. No, it's just Bluetooth. It's just Bluetooth, guys. Oh wait, no, it does have a receiver, so it did come with a receiver. They don't even say, do they? Let's just see if I type in mode here. Yeah, okay, it's a receiver as well, so I'm assuming, it doesn't even say. Oddly enough, they didn't put the information here, but I'm assuming this would be tri-mode then if it has a receiver. I'll double check the contents, but it looks like on the part list there's a receiver in here. Go on. I see both. Oh, man. Why is my YouTube stream lagging? Oh, I'm not too sure. I hope both streams are okay. But I'm just happy to have you guys chilling here with me. That's all. Alrighty. Let's put this back together here. Actually, this is a fun little note too, which I think is actually a testament to how cool this board was designed. See how this is not a flat piece? See this? It kind of has some A dimension over here, and then it really tapers off to be super thin at the top, or the bottom rather. Oops, drop some screws. That is actually a pretty cool little note, just because usually to get something this thin, you kind of have to make sacrifices, and it looks like what they've done is made like a bit of a V shape here, which is kind of neat. Screw everything back in now. You're getting food? I'm jealous. We had some pizza. It's frozen pizza we threw in the oven for lunch. Although, am I getting this in aligned properly? I don't really know right now. I don't think I am aligning this properly though. This screw is aligned. That screw is aligned. Also, I lost a screw. Exercising while watching you? I'm tired. I bet. Exercising ain't no joke. At the moment, I'm lubing the rest of my switches kind of in the midway, but relubing switches that scratch so bad because I made a mistake. What was the mistake? Why isn't this side screwing in nicely? Oh, has to kind of push in because probably the battery. Maybe a weird, unrelated question, but what are your thoughts on the Kalam boards circulating in the market? The whole premise of what they're doing, Kalam. Listen, I have really strong, big emotions on stuff like this. Did I lose a screw? I might have lost one of my screws. It's okay. We don't need all of them anyways. I have a bit of a stronger opinion on this. Long story short is... How can I word this nicely and elegantly? I don't really support a business model which is really just taking from one and feeding yourself type thing. I think there are way too many people in oh, that's right here actually. I just see it. There are way too many people who kind of operate a business that are kind of leeches. I mean, that might be a strong word, but there's just too many people that leech off one another. I mean, like, there's so many different ways I can describe like that particular leechy kind of business model, but I feel like that's kind of what it is as well. Like, it is kind of a leechy business behavior, and I don't really care for it. You're not really supporting the artists who made the community great. You're kind of just buying stuff because it's super cheap, made by someone who, you know, stole someone else's work type thing, like copied someone else's homework. You know, some people say there is a benefit from that, which is like you can get the cheapest prices possible. And you know what? I'm not going to judge anyone who buys those products. Like, go for it. You do you. It's your money at the end of the day. Like, I'm not going to treat you any differently. But, you know, those are my thoughts and my opinions on it. I've said it for a long, long time that, you know, I do feel like, you know, there's a bit of a scummy behavior behind that, because you wouldn't want someone to quickly take, you know, rapidly take your work that you've tried really hard to make and then sell it at a price that you know, or just sell it under your nose and you'll never see the light of day of profits for that. You know, like you've worked really, really hard for something and someone's stolen it. It's not a fun feeling. So you kind of have to look at it from more than just one perspective, right? All right, let's grab our PCB and start working on some stuff here. And then we'll probably use clip-in stabs. I'm thinking maybe we just do the clip-in stabs today, but I'm not 100% certain. I need to go grocery shopping for the weekend. Hopefully be back in time to see the finished board. Go for it. It's going to be a nice weekend, I think, right? They said that, right? We're going to get a USB cable like that. This one here is from Ordinary Labs. I like the Ordinary Labs stuff. They're cool. Their cables are a little chunky and don't work with everything, but... Alright, so we have our LED array here on the bottom. Lots of LEDs. That's going to be cool looking. So this is the FlexCut 1.2 version. Actually, you know what? We'll just use the plate-mounted stabs for this. Screw it. I kind of don't want to deal with putting little things to support the things underneath here for the clip-ins. Alright, we'll put some foam in this guy. I want this to be as foamy and creamy as possible then. I really want to get this done like that. Fuck, I love the way this looks. I've been kind of wanting a foamy TKL. So this could be really cool as like a little experiment to see how this sounds. Ooh, that is a really strong magnet. Holy shit. Do you guys see this? I just wanted to see how it fit. That is crazy strong. Alright, that's cool. At least we know it turns on. I was just going to go like this and I kind of like dropped it too low. Will he be live tomorrow at around the same time? No, tomorrow. Okay, little today, and so after stream today at around like 5 o'clock, and tomorrow for the entire day, I got some stuff I need to attend to. Without getting into too much detail, I just want to spend some time with my family and stuff like that. And we're just gonna do some stuff. That's it. So tomorrow, I'm trying to do a no phone day. Like, unless I absolutely need to respond to something and someone needs me, but I think I need tomorrow just to kind of like take a mental breather. So it does kind of look like I was about to snap it. Tractor beam, not a magnet. That's kind of funny. That's a good way to put it. Dude, there's so many ways you can mount this. All right, let's grab the foam and the plate and all that jazz. Someone also asked if this is top mount. It is not top mount. Primarily a bunch of different ways you can do it gasket-wise. Oh boy. Family is most important. Yeah, I'm gonna... Oh gosh, this bag's tough to open. I'm gonna be alive again Sunday. Sunday at the same time. I'm really excited for Sunday's stream. Sunday I will be doing the ADA, whatever you want to call it. I'm so stoked to get that done. So, have you tried no phone days before? I've been trying to cut it out on weekends, but my work keeps dragging me back. A little tough to do no phone days some days, but yeah. I've been really into writing and just like doing written content. So when I'm doing written content and stuff like that, I kind of tend to put my phone aside and I just really dive deep into writing. And I find I have the best time writing things because I don't have to look at my phone. And like I tunnel vision and I don't look at emails and stuff like that. So that's why I've been doing a lot more written articles for my website and all that. But yeah, I feel you. Sometimes you kind of have to de-stress a little bit, man. There's just too much going on online some days. Way too much. Cool. I like this. I think so far, obviously we don't know how this sounds. This is a really interesting project. I like the shape of everything. I even like how thin they got this. So even just the, I think this is a shout out just for the construction of this case. They did a really interesting job, really good job of getting this to be as thin as possible. With what seems like minimal sacrifices to the actual case integrity. Which is pretty cool. I kind of want to do all the foam today. Yeah, let's do PE sheet too. I kind of want it all. At first glance, I thought the bottom was a mid piece. It kind of acts like one, but not really. But yeah, the bottom's a big hunk of brass. I still can't believe the price point of this thing, man. I really can't believe it. I'm gonna put the stabs on first. Because we're doing plate mounted stabs today. Ooh, a little bit of a bend in the plate here, which should sort itself out, sorta. My little maybe ask for the case here, because this was jammed with stuff, and it's not like they sent me 2 PCBs and 2 plates. Maybe, if it's not too much trouble, just so things like this don't happen where it's a little bit warped, I would ship the PCB and plate in a separate little box, you know, and kind of keep it like that, because I don't want parts to be damaged. So, hey Dad, me and Mom miss you a lot. Hope you'll come back home soon. Sorry, Nemesis. Or was it? Sorry, Nemus? Sorry, my guy. I'll come home this weekend. First message. Yeah, I know. It's pretty funny. My first time catching you on stream. Love your content. Thank you, Applesauce. Appreciate you, man. Alex on YT in full foam? New beginnings. What can I say? Nah. I've been liking foam again. Foam, I go through phases. It's the one sound signature that I go through phases where I like it, and then one day I don't, then one day I really do. But I mean, like, I feel like that's the joy about this kind of hobby sometimes, you know? That was such a good reaction. I always like having one foam build. Well, up to now, I've been using my thermal whenever I want to use foamy builds, but this could be cool too. Why'd they even give us a 6.25U if they're not even going to offer 6.25U? Oh, well. Oh, these are already lubricated? Let's go. That's not bad, actually. Look at this. They're already lubed. I wonder how well, though. It actually looks like these are lubed pretty decent. Let's put it to the test. So the nice thing about this is you can actually lube these after you install them. So there's no real... You're not going to lose sleep, you know, doing this like this. But I do have to remove this wire, which means I probably have to relube this one. This down here. Let's get the 7U and some lubricant. This is much easier for me. Slurps, by the way. What's up, Slurps? How you doing? This with full foam paired with blue cheese switches. Wait, how did you know I was doing blue cheese? I didn't even think I announced the switches yet. How'd you know that? Did I accidentally show them or something? Because yeah, my thought process was this is going to be a big brass or copper bottom. And then I was like, yeah, let's make this as deep as possible. I've been loving those blue cheese switches, dude. Those things are awesome. The stabilizers, I don't think they have like an OEM brand on them. But I would assume they're probably some sort of OEM brand. I don't think they're like developed in-house. Pretty positive they aren't. If they are, then more power to them. It's like guessing what chip flavors you're having later. That's kind of fucked up that two people put the arrow key up. Like you both agreed with in it, you know? I saw your Solaris build and just said it would sound nice. I was just suggesting. Well, Arya, you got it now. Bought a Jane V2 aluminum plate for Freebird, and the sound sucks. Went back to your Freebird video PC with MX. Now I have an extra Jane plate. Oh, you went with a PC anyways, Jack? That's cool. The PC plate on a TKL usually, that's top mount, is usually kind of my go-to as well. I kind of vibe with that. I do vibe with it. Been right after a year of being laid off, finally landed a nice job again last week, so I can finally spend some time in stream and Discord again. Hell yeah, man. Dude, jobs are, I don't really want to get into it too much now, but the market for everything, the world is just kind of in a weird spot at the moment. I think that's why it's really important to find a space where you can mentally kind of relax. You know what I mean? I'm hoping some people find this to be a good space to do so. But my God, sometimes it is stressful thinking about life. There we go. Sometimes it is very, very stressful. Do you still have the initial D board? I do. I don't know what I want to give it away because I feel like someone could really, really enjoy that. But I haven't really found a good way to give it away yet because we're going to be doing a few other big keyboards for June, or sorry, for the July giveaway that I'm planning on doing. But I do want to make some. I do want to do some other big giveaways later this year, so maybe we can do the initial D keyboard then. What a fun day. Got a new CPU fan. Had to rebuild the whole PC. Oh, you did small form factor? Which case did you end up going with? I love small form factor, dude. I did one small form factor build ever, and then it was a bunch of random spare parts, but I gave it to my brother, and I really regret giving away the case. Really, really regret it because I love small form factor stuff. In fact, my next PC build, if I ever have to upgrade, I'm probably just going to go with another small form factor. I feel like that's my vibe. Let's put in these guys. How do they want us to do these ones? These ones here go this way. One thing about these switches, or these stabs sometimes, is they're a little awkward to install. I'm using a T1 from an Encased. Oh yeah, hell yeah, I'd love to see that. Dude, like I said, I'm a big fan of small form factor stuff. Sometimes I watch a lot of Optimum Tech and I see his stuff. I'm like, damn, those are so cool. Plate mounted stabs kind of meh. I'm a little bit actually the opposite, I code. I totally get it though, because I do find a lot of people kind of, they have bad experiences with these. You don't have to use plate mounted, you can use regular stabs for this. It does look like they added a little bit of cutouts in the actual bottom case here to compensate. But I did hear from some people, which is, this could be looked at as a negative, which it probably is. It did seem like there are some cases in which screw-in stabs seem to have bottomed out. It does look like you can use clip-in stabs, which I was going to use today, but because I have the thinner PCB and I don't have any 1.2 mil clip-ins, I don't feel like fiddling with them to get them to work properly, which, you know, I think that is an objective kind of negative here, but it is what it is, I suppose. I think GB units will be sent with PCB mounted stab options. That would be really appreciated if they did do that. I have a glass mouse pad now, and I love it. I have the one from Wallhack, and I don't think I could ever... Oh, forgot one stab. I don't think I could ever go back to using a regular mouse pad. Right now, for my gaming computer, I'm also using a... oh, what's the exact model I'm using? One sec, let me find out. I've been trying a new mouse. It's the Boneyard mouse, and I think it's the carbon fiber series or something like that, the CF one. But I've been using that for my gaming setup. This is an aluminum plate today. Undeniable, we will be doing the Zoom Dyna-TKL aluminum case soon. I didn't know I was getting 2 units of that to build, so I never really set up 2 build days, but yes, it will be very, very soon. Okay, let's start installing our switches. And if anyone wants to, just because I don't really have all the materials to do this today, and they didn't send me all the options, I think Diego and I think XXW did... I think there's some other content creators who did 1.6 mil PCBs for this. So... the Holy 80 tomorrow, the Holy 80 got moved a little bit. Only because I thought they were sending me a PCB to go with it. And at the moment, I don't have like a spare PCB. Because you have to use the Hall effect one there. So at the moment, I kind of had to put it a little bit on hold. But hopefully we can get the ball rolling with that soon. Is this a different facing switch here? I think it is, right? No, that's right.
Hey Alex, hope you've been well. I have been forgetting to use my Prime lol.
Well, thank you for using it now. I appreciate it, man. Really do. Sorry, guys. Give me like 1 sec to better align these. It's like the one caveat about using PE sheets. Thank you, Monkey. I appreciate that, man. The mouse on stream today is the WL Beast mouse, which I think is a really awesome mouse. Got one. Now we should get the ball rolling here. Maybe not. So nice. Imagine, thank you so much for the Prime, and also Casual, thank you so much for the Prime as well, dude. Thank you, everybody. All right, so nice. There we go, got it. I found that it's very easy to wedge a 1.6 mil stab into 1.2 mil plate by just wrapping the bottom thread until it's tight. Or do you mean screwing it in? There are some tricks to get it working. I definitely could have done a 1.6 mil PC or 1.6 mil stab today. The thing is, I find that it kind of varies from PCB to PCB. And also different stab brands have a different way they kind of work with those two. But it is a bit of a headache sometimes to get it to work. Oh, it's win keyless, you're right. Oh, I'll take it out. It's hot swap anyways. Where's the top frame? Where'd I stick that? That's not the top frame there. Where did I put the top frame? Oh, right here. I should grab the top frame, put it back. What's the main difference between 1.2 and 1.6? Some people would argue that depending on how you build it, 1.2 mil PCBs can be a bit flexier. Now the second part is a lot more preference driven, but there is a little bit of a thinner sound profile when it comes to a 1.2 mil PCB versus a 1.6. I do personally find 1.6 has a bit more of a full sound profile. Obviously at the expense of it's not as flexy. Flex cuts are the exact same thing. Some people say they add a lot more flex, but here's my thought process. I'm doing an aluminum plate today, by the way, with no extra flex cuts. It has some relief cuts that are embedded over here, but nothing like flexy. So do the flex cuts even matter? That's usually my criticism when I look at flex cut PCBs. I do feel like they kind of pigeonhole you into just using foam, which I am not against foam, but it would be nice to get options with your purchase. Obviously, there's other PCBs you can buy for this board, but that's usually when a board just offers flex cuts, I kind of shake my head a little bit. So I feel like it's very narrow in terms of what you can do with the PCB and plate and what sound signature you can get out of it. How many of those blue cheese switches did you get? I ordered a lot and I'm already thinking of getting more. Remember the first day I used the blue cheese switches? And I was like, damn, these things are nice. Well, that same day, the same night that I used blue cheese switches, I went out and got another 90. They're that good. I loved them. They were super, super good. Any of these new KeyGeek molds have been really, really good. I did have to hand lube these a little bit more. I'm still not 100% sold on KeyGeek's hand lubing or factory lubing. Does solder versus unsoldered PCB change the sound? This is a very nuanced answer. But yeah, I know what you meant, Kip. It's no worries. Yes and no. I still find it's not the easiest thing to notice. Like, you really kind of have to be attuned to the sound of your keyboard. But there are some bits and pieces of science that you can look at and just the way that things work that technically could change the sound. It could even be something as simple as the hot swap socket isn't as solid as soldering, so there could be a little bit of jitter with the key, which creates some vibration, which creates some sort of unnecessary resonance. So there is potential. Is it really that big of a deal at the end of the day? No, but some people will argue yes. Will I be doing more plateless builds? When the option comes up for plateless, yes. But I find it's not always an option we get. There's been a lot more demand for hot swap PCBs these days, and unfortunately hot swap and plateless don't usually work too well together. If you love small form factor, I recommend taking a look at the Apollo PC cases. Amazing aluminum CNC work. Ooh, can you... I don't know how it works on the YouTube chat side of thing, but I would love to see a link for that. I need to look that up lately. KeyGeek lubing has been very inconsistent for me. Yeah, it's hit and miss for me too. Alex, if we're going full deep, can we use SA Keycaps or MTNU? We'll see what we use. That'd be pretty fun. You read my message and chose to ignore it? I did read your message. I knew what you were going to say. What's my favorite cheese? Bro. Okay, pause from the build for 1 second. First of all, I think just a good aged smoked cheddar hits. But if I really had to pick my favorite cheese, I kind of have to pair it with something. Like, brie cheese on its own, like, I can eat it, it's good. But brie cheese and a particular sandwich that I make, it's so good, dude. It's delicious. I think it like brie cheese pairs so well with certain things. So like I'm gonna go maybe favorite cheese right now, brie for sure. Swiss cheese, French, Italian. I mean, like, dude, all cheeses is good. I like all cheese, so I'm not like against it. You know, there's a lot of good cheese. Goat cheese? Does someone say goat cheese? Goat cheese is good too. Goat cheese is pretty good. Matured cheddar chili infused. I vibe. That's cool. I vibe with it. I don't know what cheese I eat. I eat cheese. Cheese is good, man. What about you guys? Actually, here's a really good question for you guys. What's your favorite go-to easy to make sandwich? And what's inside? What's the go-to sandwich? I'll tell you mine. Mine is... It doesn't really matter on the cheese. I like Swiss cheese with it though. Swiss cheese, mortadella, a bit of butter, and 2 pieces of thick toast, and I'm a happy boy. That's like my favorite quick, easy to go sandwich. Can't go wrong with a BLT. Gotta try. How do you even pronounce that, Tej? Fromage de... Oh shit, I suck at French. I'm so sorry. What is it? What's inside? A chicken pesto panini? How fast is that to make though? That sounds like a lot of work. Peanut butter and jelly? I vibe. I do love myself a peanut butter sandwich. If a sandwich is just 2 slices stacked with ham and Gouda cheese, ooh, Gouda is good too. Alex is going to tell us how he makes the grilled cheese. No, I'm not going to because you're going to make fun of me, so I don't want to do it anymore. I don't feel like getting bullied today. A good Denver sandwich? What's a Denver sandwich? Never heard of that one. Burrata, arugula, pancetta, and tomatoes. Ooh. Cooked ham, I think, is what we have here. Cooked ham is delish too. Death, egg, and cheddar. Okay. That's my second choice. If I had to pick a second choice sandwich, it is egg, cheddar, and bacon on a croissant. That slaps to me. That is like I could eat 1,000 of those things. It's probably really bad for you, but love that. Okay, we probably shouldn't talk about food right now. I think this is an error they have in the foam. By the way, a little back to the keyboard for like 1 hot second. The foam blocks the stepped caps lock option. I'm not sure why they do that for, but it's blocking the stepped caps lock option there. So I would like to see that corrected for the final product. Is brie more rich? Oh, that sounds good. Oh, banh mi's are good too. You could punch your own holes. We could just chop it off, but it's fine. We'll just do regular caps lock today. Arts and crafts, get your X-Acto knife. Dude, my X-Acto knife needs new blades. I didn't realize how dull it was until the other day. Turkey and Havarti? Ooh. Let's talk about those ice creamy switches. The color makes me hungry. Oh, these? This is actually a blue cheese switch. Actually, guys, hold on. Back to food for 1 sec. Sorry, I hate doing this, but I also love talking about food. We decided, was it last week or something? I don't remember. We decided that we're like, well, I say we, but I'll put the blame on myself because it was me. I really wanted some like fancy ice cream because I haven't really had fancy ice cream in a long time. So I was like, dude, to my girlfriend, I was like, let's go out and they have like some interesting ice cream places, in Toronto. So we got one. We found a place that was selling Nutella banana ice cream. Bro, it was so good. We devoured the pint. It was so good, dude. Oh my god, I can't take it anymore. I'm here. I'm in the fat loss period. I'm starving to death. I'm so sorry, UK. A mega pint? Wasn't a mega pint, but it was good, man. Sounds like long matured. Trip, You know, actually, I don't even know if I can see the YouTube side of things for that. But if anyone has subscribed on YouTube and stuff, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Because I don't think I have that option on my dashboard to even see. Yeah, I don't think so. But I appreciate it, guys. InvoKey switch naming scheme? Oh. I'm just waiting for the day all the switch naming becomes monitors. I'm just waiting. We're going to run out of names eventually. We will. It's a fact. We will run out of names. That board looks so majestic. Not majestic, but majestic. Damn, okay, so caps. Dude, we'll run out of foods. Or the food names will become too complex. Keybay blue cheese, or is it a different... So these are the blue cheese V2s. The original blue cheese switches were a different... Actually, was it originally HMX for original blue cheeses? These are Key Geek now, and they're extremely deep. Alex, you have a Chemex pour-over coffee maker. What size do you have? I'm thinking of buying this smaller 3-cup one. I have the larger one, only because sometimes when people come over, I do try to make everyone coffee at one go, instead of having to break it up into small batches. So, depending on how much you entertain, I guess, maybe the bigger one just makes more sense. But if you don't entertain, or just plan for you and your girlfriend, Zany, or you and like whoever else is in your household, then maybe the smaller one. I don't know what keycaps we're using today. I missed the KTT days. Bro, me too. A Denver sandwich is like an omelet with bell pepper, ham, onion between buttered bread. Oh, that sounds really good. But then I just toss everything in a pan and call it a day. I'd eat that in a heartbeat. That sounds really good. These are so different from Milky Yellows though, Dis. So I don't even think these compare. Like, I think these are so different of a switch that I don't think I like one or the other better. Oh, dude. I don't know. I would probably ask you guys in chat who have heard me use Milky Yellows and also heard these. Milky Yellows are a little bit brighter, a little lighter in sound profile, like a little, I'd say more neutral, not lighter. These are very deep. Very, very deep compared to Milky Yellows. You can get some clackiness or higher, brighter sounds out of Milky Yellows. These, I don't think you can. What's up, everyone on YouTube as well? Hello, hello. Hi, Cass. Thank you so much for the Prime. Appreciate it, man.
25 months, baby. Hope you are doing well, Alex. Less than
good.
3.
Just hanging out, you know. Thank you so much, Cass. We should start naming switches to their scientific names just to be pretentious. I think those would be better names than if we ever end up on monitor names, you know? All right. So this is done. Now we can figure out how we're going to mount this. I don't know what's considered the best mount on this keyboard, because when I listen to a bunch of other people doing this board, they all sound good. So, hey, Matthew. I don't know if build command works on YouTube there. This is my first time trying to do both at once, so. Naming things is actually so hard it's crazy. It kind of is. Full-size keyboards? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there going to be Pangea Mini extras soon? Or not Pangea Mini, Pangea full-size extras. I'm not 100% positive if that's going to be a keyboard that has extras or one that's coming out. So, have you built a... For which one? Which one's that? Recycle? How much of a difference do the different mounts make? Well, we'll find out, I guess. Oh, here's the little USB. I have a feeling the full gasket is going to be really, really thuddy. I have a feeling I'm probably going to like the dumbbell gaskets the most, so maybe we start with that. And then the other gaskets will probably be in between, being the little sock-style gaskets. Let's see. All right. Damn, this looks really nice. Let's start off with the dumbbell gaskets. Pangea full will have extras, but not all options will be covered. Oh, that sucks. But I mean, I'm glad there's going to be extras. I'd recommend that. Now, which way do these go? That is a good question. I think the small area, the larger size goes towards the bottom because it looks like that's how it slots in. So the gray are softer and the black are harder, by the way. Yeah, I figured as much. I think that's usually the color scheme people go with. But thank you, I appreciate the info there. Let's see. We'll try all of them because this is really easy to try a whole bunch of stuff in. Also, I appreciate the gasket placements here. Really appreciate that. That is awesome. Looks like they knew what they were doing there. Well, I'm going to fix this spacebar here. The foam is getting a little stuck. I have this board. I'm from China. It's an awesome board. Shame you don't have the 1.6mm PCB. Keyboard sounds insane foam free. I'm a bit bummed we don't have it too, but honestly, Jackson, I'm glad to hear that someone else has used it and likes it. Interesting. So is this not sitting 100% nicely? Let's see. The magnet is so strong. Look at this. Can you guys kind of see? It's so strong that it's not even allowing the bottom part here to like sit properly. Is it shorting when I hope that's not the case. Oh, I see what's the problem here. The middle row is not seated 100%. Let's just make sure all our switches are pushed in nicely here before we go too far. One of the downsides about flex cuts, you really got to make sure all of these are properly seated. So let's do that right now. 5 years ago, I would have assumed this board would have been $1,000. Crazy the state of the hobby now. I'm still shocked at the price point of this board. Maybe I missed it, but do you use Milky Yellow stock or lubed? I lube all of them. Lube, film, and spring swap. Although these days, Gatoron actually gives you pretty good springs. The space between the bottom case and PCB is very minimal. That's why I ended up having to use the harder gaskets. Oh, interesting, interesting. Okay, if we have a problem, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, so just so you guys know what I'm doing here, so it's not like, what is Alex doing? See this? See that? That is not good. We're just trying to make sure the switches are pushed all the way through. But because there is individual flex cuts on each row here, we have to go through all of them. Ether, not all switches need to be filmed. I actually have a pretty good guide on YouTube on when and when not to film things. It's in the lubing guide, the switch lubing guide. It's towards the end. But I feel like if you kind of follow that, you usually should be in a good spot for like determining whether or not you should film something. But no, the short answer is you shouldn't film everything. There are certain switches that won't benefit at all. I think material of film does matter a little bit. I prefer the foamier film gaskets. There we go. Now this is sitting nicely. Perfect. Ooh. This is nice. I'm liking this, guys. Oh, I love the way this looks. That is beautiful. I feel like we have to use Boneyard here. This is heavy, by the way. Holy. I'm shocked that this is... How much is this again? Let me triple check. I need to like double check that I am 100% certain on the price point of this board. I feel like I'm lying at this point. Where's the prices? So this is an anode top, brass bottom, and brass weight. $204. USD. That is... What does that translate to CAD? 204 USD to CAD. 277. Our dollar sucks. 204 USD is crazy, man. Hi, Jen. How you doing? 204 is crazy. Your desk looks so big from this angle. It's just deep. That's all it is. Does it not look deep from this angle either? I feel like it's kind of deep looking. No? 204 with the brass bottom and brass weight. If you decide you don't want the brass weight, which honestly for aesthetic reasons I probably wouldn't want it, it's 191. So if you decide to go with the aluminum weight, this little wedge over here, yeah, I'm assuming, Jackson, it's probably going to be a little bit more expensive here because import fees, but 150 USD in China GB is crazy, dude. Holy, this is a crazy cheap board. Wireless too, which is crazy. And this, I love this. This is such a nice looking keyboard. All right, I think we have to use Boneyard for this. I think it's like illegal if I don't because it's such a match for this. Let me go find where Boneyard is. Holy cow. Wait, we're on YouTube? Hi, Patrick. What switches are in the other board on the table? Nixies. Wait, no. Cherry MX2As. Hi, Frank. How you doing? Thanks for the raid, man. Damn, this is... I hope this sounds good. I might actually, later on, probably not right now, but I might actually go back in and just chop up that foam so I can install the step caps, because that's at least what I prefer on a board, but... Oh, I got some of those too, Para, the Guns N' Roses switches from Keybay. I like Keybay switches. They're always so well thought out. Like, there's not a lot of switches they release, but they're always so well thought out. That goes there. Just so everyone knows, I'm expecting a foamy sound signature out of this. But I think there are some key stuff, even with foamy sound signatures, that we should probably look out for. Like if we hear any sort of oddities in the board. It'll be a little harder to kind of diagnose and see versus something with a regular PCB, but... Nice seeing you too, Rock. Thanks so much for being here, bro. Foam sucks? You know what, you toy? It does not suck, alright? Sadly, Keybay does not ship to Malaysia. Huh, I wonder if they would be willing to have a proxy or something there. GMK Earth Tones would go hard on this. Ooh, actually, you know what else would go nice with this? Boulder, because of the rock texture over here. But I don't have my boulder set yet. Yeah, the PCB supported step caps. That was the one option it did have. Oh, you said Boulder 2 Dream? GMK9s would look sick on this too. It would look sick. I feel like even a plain white set would look good. Honestly, yeah, I think so too. Shit. Guys, I think... I might try to convince them to send me out a 1.6mm PCB so we can do a second build. This has me really excited though, because I feel like this could be easily the strongest keyboard to recommend for anyone looking to get into TKLs and want something super premium and also very classy. Like I really can't see anything else in this category yet that has this kind of aesthetic. Like, I really can't. I don't know what else would have it. Can you name me your 3 top favorite 60% keyboards? Oh, man. That's tough. I'm really not sure how to answer that. Let me think. Give me a moment to think. I feel like, or sorry, I still waiting for Blue Cheese V2 to be sold locally here. Oh, where's locally for you? Well, yeah, I think the Lily is probably one of my top choices too. Oh, Utoy's just saying all 3 lilies. Lately, I really liked the Rin as well. The Rin was really nice. I have my Ori 60, which is also in my top. Maybe that's like my top 3 at the moment. That Rin lately really left an impression on me. I have to give it back, but I've been using it off and on whenever I can, so. Solaris was really nice too. Yeah, the Rin 60. These are blue cheese V2s. Not this one. The Margot's nice too, yeah. How many tips on building Clacky on a Zoom 65 V2 without the internal weight and plateless? Oh, plateless Clacky is always a tough bet on any board. I feel like if you're going plateless, you're probably leaning into a deeper, more full sound signature. It's sucky to say this, and I don't mean to like, say that it's not possible. I'm sure it is. But I think you're more likely to get a deeper sound profile and not so much clacky. I feel like when you're going in clacky, you're usually wanting like a aluminum plate or something. So that's a toughie. I don't know if that's easy to get out of for that. This or the diversity? Okay, let me finish building this, and then I think we can kind of make a decision here, but can I be real? Dude, it's looking like this is an insane pickup right now, dude. This is a crazy one. I don't have many words to describe this. We'll do a little roundup of what I think of everything afterwards, but... what about the derivative? Derivative is fantastic. I like my derivative too. You know what? I forgot to mention that, but yes, the derivative is also a really good board too. There's also like 14 colors for this board too, guys. There's a crazy amount of colors to pick from. So... By the way, what's everyone doing this weekend? Because it looks like it should be a nice weekend, so I hope everyone's getting some nice time outside type thing. I think tomorrow, if I find a few hours to myself... Oh yeah, it's Father's Day. Actually, I got my dad a Lego NASCAR kit. Going to F1 in Montreal? I heard it might have gotten delayed because of the DHL strikes. Because they needed stuff from DHL, or DHL is supposed to be shipping certain things, or the cars themselves or something. Farmer's market dinner with my dad? Hell yeah, dude. A nice time outside tomorrow for sure. Yeah, Procrastinator, I'm in need of some outdoor time, you know. I thought I read it wrong, just a new VOD upload. Hi, Alex. Hi, Gantio, how you doing? I don't have a link yet, ya boy. It's only a geek hack right now. It's not actually out yet. So, I guess we have to wait a little bit longer. VCT Masters Toronto? What's that? Is that the video game thing? But yeah, if I find a few minutes tomorrow, honestly, I kind of want to I want to make myself a drink with some ice in it and just go, not like a drink, an alcoholic drink, just like a regular schmegular drink, and maybe go enjoy some sun and finally relax a little bit. I feel like that would be kind of nice. It's the wrong end here. Oh, esports. Actually, I think I might be going to some esports thing soon too. Oh, does Boneyard not have an F-13? I always forget. What do I even put there then? I need also the end key, not that end though, but a different one, this one. I don't know. No one's ever reached out to me for the Key 65. Maybe I can reach out and ask, but not that I know of right now, Silver. Still at work, 3 hours left. I'm sorry, Gantio. Hopefully it goes by quick. Is that GMK Boneyard? It is, Will. That's Valorant, the way I was just watching. Oh, you were just watching it? Get out on your e-bike and some trails? Hell yeah, dude. The e-bike, trails, being outdoors, sounds like the move this weekend. Where's the last arrow key here? Gotcha. All right. Ooh, this does look nice. I don't know what to put there. You want to put should we put an artisan? Screw it, let's put an artisan. If you guys want an artisan keycap, we'll do an artisan keycap. Why not just get a tray? Trays equal more space. Space is a commodity that I cannot sacrifice. Just get more space? Damn, you probably hit me with like the obvious facts here, clearly. It's gonna pick up an HHKB to try some Topper, but I might get this board instead. I mean, dude, this is, to me, this is feeling like a no-brainer pickup if you're kind of wanting a TKL. And I rarely say that about anything. I don't think I actually say that about anything at all. The price point is super good for this. I don't know. I thought this was supposed to be out already. I messaged, actually, let me see. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Apparently soon. That's 27 too many keys. Oh, you want a smaller board? I'm seeing if I can get the exact date for you guys. Is this on the tier of Neo CU lineup? We will find out here in a bit. Ooh, this is actually a very nice. Oh, I cannot speak. This is a nicely done aluminum keycap. Ooh, that is. Ooh. Very nice.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Belgus that oink? I thought not. It's not a story that Tron knows would tell you. It's a TTC legend. Darth Belgus was a roll tide of the TCC, so powerful and so hype he could use the Bama to influence the Tronoans to create Skawarma. He had such a knowledge of the roll tide that he could even keep the ones he cared about from its so over. The dark side of the Mississippi is a pathway to many thirst clips some consider to be unnatural. More tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Darth who? I don't know. Darth Belgus. I don't know. Cheese is telling us a story, but I gotta know. Where's the perchance? I don't know. No, we're gonna be streaming Sunday. The board Sunday, guys, the board Sunday is really expensive, but it's a personal thing that I've been kind of wanting to build for a while, so, dude, Sunday stream's gonna be sick. Are we looking at it if we're gonna file a claim? Sushi, let's talk afterwards, just because I feel like it's a longer conversation. But I think Mecca, because they're the ones who shipped it, should be the ones filing the claim. How will we hear the rest of the story? I guess we gotta wait for Cheese. Thoughts on Andor Season 2? Alright, while I find another artisan keycap, dude, Andor Season 2 had to be the best TV show I've watched in the last little bit. Like, insane show. I'm trying to think of any other TV show or any other piece of media that even came close to how good that was for me. and I cannot think of it. Yeah, no spoilers, but if you guys haven't watched Andor Season 2, highly recommend it. Just go do it. Run. Should we just do another... actually, what artisan should we put? I was thinking another metal artisan, but you know what? Maybe? Does this kind of vibe with it? Another metal artisan? It's my logo artisan. It's a patinaed copper. Yeah? This? Or should we get something like resin? I'll leave it up to you guys. I know, I haven't watched Severance yet. Don't hate me. Alright, let's do this. Alright. Oh, this is nice. Oh, actually, we gotta do one test. One test that's gonna make me either shake my head or... Does this load up in VIA? Let's find out. I don't know if they're just saying this is VIA compatible, which let's kind of look for that as well. Let's see. Or is this going to be Vile compatible? So I see the PCB. Does not load up in VIA. How about Vile? So I think they did send me a JSON file. Yeah, they did. Okay, so in Vile, nothing. Looks like we'll have to use a JSON file to get this to load up. So let me just make sure that works with you guys here too. Downloads. Turn the music back on. Manta automatically loads up in VIA. You don't need a file for that. Alright, so the JSON file does make it work. Listen, again, I stress this. This is like super important in the long run. I'll kind of slowly go into details why, but it's not ideal that we have to have a separate file to use these programs to customize the keyboard. To have the JSON file is not the end of the world, I know, but it would be nice if they offered some way to get this to load up automatically without the need to have like a separate, itinerary of files. It would be nice. So would be cool. I understand you're probably going to be loading this up once or twice to change things, but again, just try for these brands that are doing this kind of stuff. I understand the wireless isn't the best with VIA. If anything, get it to work with Vile. If anything, there's ZMK. At the end of the day, I think just trying to be compliant with QMK would be the easiest thing to do. But anyways, doesn't seem like it loads up. That seems to be my only gripe right now with the keyboard. My only negative, my big negative here. But let's see. Let's see what this sounds like. Let's actually just take a quick little peek one more time at the keyboard. Here it is with Keycaps. This stone accent kind of thing is freaking gorgeous. I love that. That looks so cool. That makes the keyboard look so unique. I did see they offered some other stuff that you can play around with too, but this is so cool. This is such a nice... Actually, let's see the side profile one more time that we have keycaps in it. This is a heavy boy. That is a slick side profile, dude. The Keycaps Clinton is Boneyard. This is so pretty. This is such a good looking keyboard. Yeah, I'll weigh it after this too. Damn, this is nice. I like this so much more than the DK1-TKL. Let's talk about my comparisons after we do the sound test here. I know this is going to be a foamy sound test, but some other people have done regular sound tests, and from what I've heard, it sounded pretty good too. But we're using blue cheese switches with all the foam, 1.2mm PCB. Actually, the only foam I didn't use was underneath the PCB. And this is using the dumbbell gaskets too, by the way. I forgot to mention that. It's very deep. There's something that something underneath the spacebar. It's not double clicking or anything. It's not like triggering anything different. Maybe I do need to swap it to the harder gaskets for the flexier. Because you can see it sounds really good right here. But the moment we start typing on it, it has a bit of a different sound signature. So let's actually try installing the harder gaskets. We'll start with the harder dumbbells. Overall though, modifiers sound really good. If we can get the spacebar to sound like this all the time, opposed to it kind of clunking, then I'll really like this. Very, very nice. Well, it's all foamy. We didn't build with very bright switches either, on purpose. Oh, this is not a... I forgot this is a ball catch system. That was the idea behind this, is we weren't going to do all that. Oh, you know what? I think I see what that is. Is it leaning too much into... Interesting. The spacebar ticks from one side. Well, it's not ticking on one side. It's just... See, it's fine like this, but the moment you put a little pressure... So my guess would be we probably need to use the firmer gaskets. That is my guess, which we're going to do right now. So, okay, there's a little bit of a downside with this board. As beautiful as this thing is, it seems like maybe our only little catch-22 here is we may be kind of not forced into it, but perhaps there is an actual reason as to why we have to use the harder gaskets. Nothing was shorting for me. I tested mostly everything here. Like, I see every button clicked. We can test again though in it. Oh no, wrong gaskets. Let's try the other ones first. Yeah, we're gonna try using stiffer gaskets or a combination of gaskets. Actually, you know, let's try these. Oh no, you should no. Let's be scientific and actually try dumbbells first. I sold my Sickle 7 and Alu Crush recently, semi-quitting the hobby. Reality is setting in for quite some time. I get it, man. Sometimes, unfortunately, we have to give up what we love. But sometimes you also just get burned out by things too, you know? That's why I feel like with keyboards, it's one thing to buy a lot of things, you know? But I think the joy of keyboards really comes... Oh yeah, that's already way better, by the way. The joy of keyboard really comes in just spending time with the community. Oh yeah, that's fixed. Alright, so it does look like maybe the softer gaskets don't work super well. You know, I like this. I like this a lot. Again, if you guys want to hear the non-foam versions, other content creators did do those. I don't have truly the correct parts to really demo that today. But let's actually test the PCB to see if this shorts. Nope. And we're looking good here. Nothing shorting at all. I do have a bent pin on my O key though, I can tell you that much. Let's try a different switch too, because someone did mention in YouTube chat they would have liked it a little bit more poppy. We kind of went with a really deep switch today. So to show you, let's try some long pull switches. Even with a long pull spacebar, shall we guys? Let me unplug it so I don't type in a bunch of random things right now. Let's get... what can we use? I want to use Obscuras for this because I know what they sound like. Let me go with some. Let me go see if I have any Obscuras prepped. I do, right here. I did retouch the lube a little bit, yes. I just kind of moved around the factory lube. Oh wait, these are not the lubed ones. Where are my lubed ones? These ones. These are lubed ones. They don't sound it. I was gonna say, yeah. I have the non-lubed, and then I have a batch of lubed ones. It's just so nice and love it. Loving my ARC 60. The ARC 60 is an amazing board. You know, almost doesn't sound like there is. So look how deep the blue cheese switch is. These two are blue cheese. The Obscura is kind of slapping this. So yeah, you could technically get a little bit of a brighter sound, but I also don't mind the blue cheese. The blue cheese is really good too. Huh. All right, hold on a sec. Do we even bother trying any other gaskets at this point here? I feel like nothing's really going to change too much, but we could try these guys. I'll try the softer ones first. Damn, okay. While we do this, let's talk about comparing this to the Neo boards, because I feel like that's the hot topic, right? Is this better than the Neo boards? I want to say specifically the Neo CU series. I don't think it's necessarily better, but I feel like this is a way classier keyboard than the Neo series. I almost feel like there's also a smidge of a better polish when it comes to this board for whatever reason. And I think it was just like little things about the CU, like those little sliver of those gaps that we noticed. It didn't really make the board feel like super complete. I also like all the customization you can do with this. Like, this actually feels unique and classy at the same time. Like, this is so cool to have this finish, man. So cool. I've never seen a keyboard with this kind of finish on it. You really gotta like feel it too. Like, it's textured, it has like ridges. Obviously, Neo doesn't have their copper TKLs out at the moment. But if you were looking for something that I would say kind of even excels from what Neo has done with their lineup so far, I think this is an insanely nice pickup. I would suggest this. Now, again, if Neo does come out with a TKL for their CU lineup, we might have to revisit this conversation. But this is really nice. This is seriously a gorgeous looking keyboard. And like I said, if you guys want to hear the 1.6 sound test too, there's other people who have done that. I just don't have one. I feel like this is very different from the Diversity though. I feel like, to me, it's almost a little bit better in a lot of ways. You know? How does this go on? This goes on, what, here? Oops. Wait, how do these ones work? I feel like these are supposed to go here, right? But how do you slip these things on? I don't really understand how these ones slip on. But I would assume these go on like that. Because there's not really a good way to insert this somewhere. Maybe I'm just not looking at this right. Let me see. Let me see the website here. Budget Copper Bottom review your website, Alex. What happened? What am I doing on my website, Will? I'm more eager to learn more, especially your thoughts, Alex, on the Tofu TKL. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be another big one coming up from KBD fans, is all their Tofu stuff. So we'll see going forward, because even I'm not sure what they're going to be doing with all their new lineup. KBD fans is definitely like on my radar this year too. Oh yeah, Zach, let me go look now. Well, I'm just kind of like fooling around here. Let me go see. You said it's on the photo section? Dude, that turned out so good. I love the red cables that you used. That's so clean. Yeah, I really want to build a small form factor. You did pretty good cable management, man. Heading up for coffee. Thanks to stream. Bye, Sam. Take care, man. Gotta run to a doctor's appointment. Bye, Bob. Hi, Weber. How you doing? Yeah, let's go see. Let's go see now about how these particular gaskets get inserted here. I'm really not sure. I'm really not following how they were supposed to insert these. My stomach is growling like crazy. Yeah, I think these are not... I'm reading that too. It says there's only 2 mounting styles for the flex cut versions. So I think these are meant for the other PCB. So let's put these ones here away. Thanks, Alex. We'll keep you updated about the build. Should finish it soon. Hell yeah, Zat. Sounds good, man. We having dinner? Oh, I'll be having dinner in a few hours. I am starving though. Okay, let's try the other gaskets then, shall we? Let's do the firmer ones for these. First stream I catch. What are the thoughts so far? 2 little problems with the build. One's not so little, but one small problem is it does seem with the flex cut PCB, we are kind of forced to use the harder gaskets, or it bottoms out too much, and you can hear it. Bit of a negative, I'd say. Like, you know, you'd probably want for that to be thought of before you make a purchase type thing. The other negative is via compatibility or vial compatibility is kind of at a no-go here, which is a bit of a shame. But there's a lot of positives to the build, though. A lot of positives. Construction of the build is absolutely amazing. Ano's quality is great. The aesthetic design is out of this world. It's awesome. So the mounting styles are fun. Plateless options also fun. Really like it. I'm appalled by the design of the bottom weight. Does that help in the sound profile? Oh, do you mean this? Well, yeah, we kind of touched on this earlier, Gantio. The bottom weight is meant to be like this because of tolerance reasons. So basically all these little hot swap parts, because of how thin this is a 15.5 millimeter front height, which means we need this to sit low. These pieces need to be as close to the bottom as possible. So what they did here is they kind of CNC'd areas for these to kind of sit in. But I actually think this is not only a fun way to kind of make the board thinner and sit lower, it actually deflects sound a little bit differently too, which I think is a positive. A lot of people actually add these even just for sound purposes because of varying heights of the material. It makes sound waves bounce a little different. So I think it's a dual purpose there, which I think is kind of fun. But I like it. Will you be streaming on YouTube in the future? I will be. It'll be a regular thing now alongside Twitch. All right, I guess this is the final mounting style we can truly try today. So let's try this guy now. We still have the Obscura on the space bar. Oh, actually, I kind of like this a little bit more. For whatever reason, this feels a bit softer too. Okay, let me actually switch back to the blue cheese switch for now on my 2 switches here. I might leave the Obscura spacebar though. Actually, I need to straighten out the pin on my O as well. I bought 2 of your shirts the day I went live. I wear them every week. Gotta say, they're some of the most high quality, well-fitting shirts I've ever worn. Daniel, dude, I really appreciate that, man. And I have to admit, the brand we ended up going with for that, they make such good shirts. I wear them literally almost every day too. whenever they're not in the wash. Right now they're in the wash, but they are so, so good. I really appreciate that, man. So, final thoughts on the board. This price point is crazy, dude. I'm blown away at this price point. I would have never expected. Okay, hold on. Let me reword this. If someone told me today this was $205, I would have told them, you're lying to me. So nice. But this is absolutely insane. The full copper version's a little bit more money, but yeah, this is crazy. At $205, this is absolutely nuts for full brass. I wouldn't even go with the full brass version. I'd go with the aluminum weight and then the brass butt. So I think the version I would want to go with is probably $191, which is even better. But yeah, this is nuts. This would have absolutely been like $550 a few years ago. All right, so here is the final version now with the regular gaskets. Yeah. Actually, no, I take it back. I do like the dumbbells a little bit better. The dumbbells had more of a airiness to them. This is a bit more uniform, though. Yeah, this is a little bit fuller, a bit more uniform, but I do feel like the dumbbell gaskets were a bit more airy and a bit more sharper sounding. Even with the foam, this is a pretty good sounding board. Like, it's not overly foamy, which is nice. And it feels really comfortable too. But the low front height's amazing on this. All right, all right. And again, I do think the board has a really nice sound signature outside of using foam. We just didn't test that today because we didn't receive the right parts for it. Okay. I think this is a very easy recommend for a TKL. Extremely easy recommend here. Very nice. I'm vibing with it. Make sure nothing shorts again. It's gonna see. Yeah, nothing's shorting. Yeah, we're good. All right. It's hard to justify this, getting this when I already have a Cycle 8 since they have similar mounting styles. Yeah, I mean, if you already have something similar, there's no point in spending more money, but... have the people behind this board done previous GBs? I'm not sure if the design studio has. I've never really heard of them, but the brands vendoring this have done plenty of group buys. So Unikeys, I think, is the lead vendor right now, and Unikeys is extremely, extremely good. I've had zero problems with them. In fact, I think they're a community favorite at this point too, so. If regular boards are a tenor, this keyboard's a baritone or a bass. Yeah, this is pretty low, Caleb. I think definitely a little different from what we normally build. This is kind of usually the sound profile I go for, but this versus the Neo 80. Oh, dude. For me, this would be an instant pickup versus the Neo 80. Instant. I would not even hesitate. I like the aesthetic of this more. It has like that boxier kind of shape I'm into. And I like the accent piece they got going on here. I think this is extremely cool. Kind of makes the board its own thing. Now, if they were to make a Neo 80 CU, I'd have to revisit that conversation. But for right now, like, yes, I would 100%. If you don't have a Neo 80 and you're considering a TKL, I would get this. Yeah, Farhan makes a really good point too. This is kind of the Neo 80 CU before the Neo 80 CU. So, but yeah, pretty nice, pretty damn nice. Near flawless for this design studio to be releasing something like this. Very, very awesome. Again, price point is super good on this. Hold on, DY just messaged me back. Okay, they're gonna talk to GDK, the design studio, and let them know the dates and let them figure out when we're gonna make this live for, I guess, North America. Cool. Good to know I have a Neo 80 in my cart right now. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is the better pickup. Like, you can pick this up on its cheapest form for $191. and I don't think you'd be losing out on anything. Like, there's no reason to almost buy some of the more expensive options for this, but was considering a QK80 Mark II, but this is a very strong showing. Yeah, again, like, the 191 option, the cheapest option, I think is the strongest contender in my opinion. Although, I don't know, like, do you guys like the full copper or full brass aesthetic? I think this is too much. This is like too much brass. You know? Yeah, we can get some beauty angles, Sebby. Got you, dude. This is like almost a little bit too much. Let me clean up the desk a little bit. For me, again, guys, don't be afraid to disagree. It's personal preference. We can all like different things, and no one's feelings should be hurt. Let's clean up a little bit here, and then show off some of these beauty angles. Let me just put some stuff back in the case here. But yeah, someone asked me before if I had any weekend plans, and I'm just doing family things. I don't want to get into too much detail, but I want to spend some time with my family. It's been a long week, so that's what I'm going to be doing. And then me and my girlfriend might go out for some food today. We're going to be relaxing. We're going to try to relax. Like I said, I just need to take my mind off things. But yeah, I think this is a little bit too much brass for me, personally. Oh, we got to measure this too. Weigh it, rather. I love the side profile. The side profile is absolutely insane on this thing. Look at this. Look at this side profile. You can literally see just so many different layers here. It's such a good side profile. It's a 7.5, I believe, with a 15.5 millimeter front height. Then we got a back over here, you know, a little hidden recessed USB-C cable, which I think is nice. I think if the weight was a different color, this would be really cool to show off, but right now it's all brass. Yeah, they're triangle silicone feet. I'd like the mix of different materials. I'm in the same boat. And then I really like this too. How in the front, the weight kind of peaks up a little bit, the brass piece. How much is this with the brass and copper bottom? I don't know if they're offering options to mix it up like that. Let me see. I think you gotta pick one or the other. I don't think they do mix match. So I think you're either picking... Actually, I don't know. They could change that. It just says brass / copper weight. So I have no clue. I have no clue what they're doing there. DK1 or DK1-TKL. The DK1's the new 60% they're doing, right? I haven't taken a look at that, but this TKL is amazing so far. I really like this. You just, again, some stuff you must be aware of that I am stressing to be aware of, though. You could run into some potential bottom out issues depending on how soft you make this keyboard. So there's going to be some trade-offs. Please be aware of that. Like, we just experienced that ourselves. There's going to be some trade-offs for how flexy you can truly make this thing because of how thin the assembly is and how slimmed down this is to the ground. So just make sure you understand those trade-offs. Sounds good off the desk mat as well. Oh, that sounds really good off the desk. So it's isolated pretty well too. Can I buy this off AliExpress and how much is it? No, it'll be off of Unikeys and some other websites. It's not up yet, but I will update the links on both the YouTube video and Twitch and my Discord once it actually does come out because it's not out yet. It's blue cheese switches, yeah. Well, the bottom is still the Obscura switch. Very nice. Dude, it turned out good. I gotta admit, I'm very, very happy with this. This turned out super, super awesome. The ball catch implementation is good, Shindo, by the way. I don't really notice any drawbacks from it. It's easy to use, stay in place, so I like it. It is on AliExpress right now, but it's $386. Oh, I would not buy it for $386. If it's going to be up for $205, then just wait. I'm going to see if they'll send me a thicker PCB. That'd be really cool. Does this reinforce does this require force brake? No, I don't think it does at all. I really don't think this needs a force brake at all. Dude, I fucking love this. This is so cool, having this cool pattern over here. This is so nice. I am vibing with that so hard. Can I zoom in a little bit more? That's just a smidge. That looks so good. Yeah, they do have a 1.6 though, so don't stress if you want a 1.6. Yeah, sounds good, Karu. Yeah, I'll update the links and stuff. This is the lighter blue cheese, I believe. I think there's 2 spring weights for the blue cheese. Huh. Well, either way, it comes with a set of stabs too, which is also, you know, good. I don't know, man. This is a great deal. I like this. Turned out good. Really, really nice. Fixed layout on the solder piece. Oh, it's a weird decision. They kind of had to do that though beforehand from the internal structure of the keyboard. You know, we could look at that as a negative. You're right. That could be one of the few drawbacks of this too, is you are kind of pigeonholed into using a very specific layout. But I think if you're going TKL, most people would probably just stick with this kind of layout anyways. I don't think this sounds as clean as an F18X. If you already have an F18X, I would probably say the F18X is the sharper sounding board and a little bit more, you know, internally well structured. But also, if you want something a bit more slim, a bit more, you know, has some aesthetic charm to it with this accent, still sounds good, leans a bit more bassy sound, then I would probably pick this up. Ooh, versus the KBD8X? I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably pick this up. I like this a little bit more than the KBD8X. However, with the KBD8X, you do get a brighter sound profile, and if you don't like deeper sound profiles, you probably won't like this keyboard. So, quick thoughts, go. I'm coming from Canon DSLR. Should I go with an XM5 or XS10? Go with the XM5. Just get the XM5. I don't think the XS10 is worth a pickup if you're already thinking of an XM5. You look frustrated while streaming on both sites? So nice. I look frustrated? I'm not frustrated at all. I'm actually having a great day. It's a good day. I'm just happy to be here, you know? I gotta adapt to having 2 different chats. Ori 65, Orbit R2, or Atomos? Bro, how are you gonna do this to me? How are you gonna ask me this kind of question right now? I think I'd probably go with the Ori, personally. I just like the aesthetic of it. They're all great sounding boards. I think Atomos is the least aesthetically pleasing in all those boards, though, for me. But I'd go with the Ori. There's mods to make. Yeah, I gotta explore all that later on, but for now I have it all separated. Yeah, actually, this is the... dude, there's so many colors for this keyboard. There is... I think this is titanium gray. I'm like 99% positive, but there's silver, gunmetal, titanium, dark gold, black, dark purple, and burgundy. Those are for the anodized colors. Then for the coatings, we have flash white, wheat whirlwind, sunflower yellow, star gray, milk curry, ultralight pink. That's a really cute color, by the way. And then canvas blue. So there is some crazy colors for this. Kind of seems like they took a page out of Matrix's book for the color schemes here. Oops, wrong button. I've been so frustrated with the Fuji. A quick answer really helps. You've been frustrated with information on the Fuji? Yeah, if you guys want to enter camera talk for like 1 second. I don't really like this. I don't think this was... This deserves the hype it's getting. It's just okay. It's just alright. I don't think this is a insane camera. I think the better purchase, coming from someone who does a lot of photography, even if you need a travel camera, I would probably pick up a combination that looks more like this. This is a dead camera that says no, this does not work. I would pick up, if you want the same kind of setup but more flexibility, I would pick up a small pancake lens and then something like the XM5 or an XT20 or 30 or something like that. I think size-wise, yes, this is a little bit slimmer, but you get more out of this. Manta was the correct answer. Thank you, Quest. I think you just get more out of this, and I think this is the overall better decision to make when you're purchasing cameras. The XE5 looks really cool too. But yeah, this has not been my favorite thing. Like, I don't reach for this a lot at all. I think if I had my X-T4 working, this would be the thing I reach for most of the time. I just find like some days I'd rather use like a 50mm lens, and if this was my only camera, I'd be kind of disappointed some days. So I don't know. I looked for a silver 27mm for so long, ended up getting black. Oh, they have this one from TT Artisan. I actually think this lens, it's really cheap and it's actually pretty fun to use. Although, this camera's so busted, man. Doesn't even boot up anymore. That sucks. What cameras do you own now? Alex live on YouTube. Hi, Papa. How you doing? Well, I have my other dead camera I sort of repaired. This sometimes turns on. Is it going to turn on now? Or is it just going to... I lied. This does not sometimes turn on. Never mind. How did they die? I don't know. Honestly, I have no clue. The sensors just gave out and they stopped working. That sometimes I use though when it does turn on. Oh, did something now. I don't know what it did. This sometimes gets used. I think the thing I use the most though, honestly, is this. This one, and then I have the Hasselblad, which I use for product photography, which does not see the light of day outside of product photography. It is too bulky to bring out for me. But mostly these two. I don't have anything else past this now. This is the only two cameras I have other than those two dead ones. So yeah. I have a Sony. It's the face cam, but it's kind of old and I don't really use it much anymore. So that's why it's the face cam now. It's the, what brand? What's the A7R2? But yeah, if I had to do it all over again, if I had to pick stuff from the ground up, I would probably go back to Sony. Believe it or not, just because I like the autofocus more on Sony than any other brand right now. And I think as I start to do more product stuff in workflow stuff, I think the autofocus is really important to me. But for just casual use, yeah, I'd probably stick with a manual focus camera. Really random question. Got a batch of roller switches and want to know how you'd mod yours? Oh, just a light coat of lube. Not on the sides though, just on the legs. That's it. I don't think the sides need any more lube. Nice Teehee shirt. I gotta represent the OG. A 910 me. I've done 2 or 3 of them. I've tried both, courtesy from my friend. I'm debating between Fuji and Sony. The only reason I'd say go with Fuji is if you don't want to edit things. If you like editing, then there's no reason to get Fuji. Like, their RAW files are fine. Same with Sony's. They're fine too. Just Sony, you get the better autofocus system. And I kind of like the lens options more from Sony. Fuji lens options are just kind of whatever. Like, they're just all right. That kind of made my decision between the ZV-E10 and XM5. Which one are you probably going to get? I'm curious now too. Yeah, like I don't really reach for that X100 anymore. I thought I would, because I thought I'd really like it, but I don't. I have a DIY darkroom in my closet. I love that, Caleb. That's awesome, dude. A 35mm lens is fantastic, especially with a 50mm lens is fantastic. It's just that nice nifty 50. That's what I use all the time too. I like my Canon cameras. Canon's good too, yeah. Canon makes some good stuff. I like the colors they produce. The patina, I promise, guys, next time I do this, I'll do a little bit of a better job. But I still think it turned out pretty cool, no? No, Monkey, I'm going to do it all the time. I'm going to do multi stuff all the time. And I don't know, I hope people enjoyed both on both platforms. I think it was kind of fun. But yeah. Did you do it with spit? With Tim's spit. Yeah. Oh, man. I'd planned to jump ship to Fuji, then my mom gave me your Alpha 7-3 kit. Oh, dude, you gotta keep it now. Yeah, you have to. Honestly, it's a good kit, too. One of one? Yeah, a little bit. All right, though, guys. Thank you guys so much. Oh, wait, someone asked me for a rundown of specs of the board. The board we built was blue cheese switches, all the foam, aluminum plate, 1.2 mil PCB with flex cuts, and I think I ended up liking the dumbbell gaskets a little bit more. I think I'm kind of settled on that. I like them to be a little bit brighter. But yeah, that's pretty much the stream, guys. I hope this was informational. I don't know when this is going live. It seems like it's very soon. I will let you guys know the moment this goes live because I think this is an amazing pickup. The price point is so damn good on this. It's a no-brainer, I feel. But thank you guys for tuning in. Sunday, we're doing the ATA. I still haven't decided on switches. I'm thinking I'm going to go cherry switches for it just because. But I'm not sure. I'm so excited to put that thing together. I have no idea how it's going to sound. It honestly won't sound that good. But I just think it's gorgeous. And I've been looking forward to this for like the last 3 weeks that I've had it in my possession. So I'm finally going to put it together on Sunday. Finally. That's going to be a fun one. I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Thank you for being live on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you guys for tuning in on both sides. I appreciate it. If you guys want, tune in Sunday. If not, see you guys next week. We're doing a whole bunch of streams next week too. I will see you guys very, very soon. Let's find out who we can raid here on Twitch. I don't know who's live. Let's see. It's kind of a weird time of day. I don't think anyone will be live. Yeah, I don't think so. Let's just go raid Apries. I love my boy Apries. He's a good guy. Bola's live? Where? Bro, I had to lift my glasses for that one. It doesn't order them by numbers anymore on my end. I don't know why. It just showed me recommended streams. No, I follow Bol. Oops, wrong keyboard. All right, you guys have a good one. See you guys very soon. Bye, everyone. Love ya. Oop, hold on one sec. Never mind. I have to wait 1 second. I messed up this command. There we go. See you guys soon. Love you guys. And I'll talk to you guys Sunday, hopefully. Bye, everybody. See ya. Okay, thanks. Bye.